For the longest time, serious content creators moved over from using webcams and switched over to mirrorless cameras, and once they'd done so, they'd never look back. But over the last few years, tech has improved and webcams have actually gotten very good. And these two from Insta360 are the perfect example of this iteration. So Insta360 did send me the Link 2 Pro here and also the Link 2C Pro, and I've been testing both of them thoroughly. So in this video, I'm going to show you real video quality, audio quality from the internal microphones, and explain what actually separates them, because they are built on the same foundation, but designed for very different ways for being on camera. Hey folks, Simon here from Simon's Reviews. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before getting into some of the image quality and tests, I want to set some expectations, because both of these are flagship 4K AI webcams from Insta360. They're both built on the same core platform, so image quality, autofocus and audio are very similar between the two. And so where they differ isn't in the quality they are capable of producing, but in their design intent. The Link 2 Pro is clearly built for movement. It has that 2-axis physical gimbal and AI tracking, so it makes perfect sense if you are going to be teaching, presenting, or just generally moving around while you are on camera. On the other hand, the Link 2C Pro is for a more traditional use case when you are going to be sitting down in a fixed setup. The 2C Pro uses auto framing instead of a hardware gimbal, so it is going to be ideal for desk setups, video calls, streaming and general content creator usage when you are mostly staying in one place. So this comparison isn't a case of one webcam being better than the other, rather it's about how you would actually use a webcam. And once you understand that, the rest of the differences kind of make a lot more sense. So when you first look at a webcam, quite understandably, image quality is going to be the first point of contention and the thing you care about most. And the good news here is that both of these do look genuinely very good. And for the techies amongst you, I'm sure you'll agree, what matters most with any camera really, even more so than the number of megapixels, is the sensor itself, the size of that sensor, and also how it is able to handle lighting. And sure, you can absolutely pair either of these models with a good studio setup and powerful studio lighting, but you don't have to, and that's one of the things that has pleasantly surprised me. These are webcams at the end of the day, and they are designed to sit on your desk, not necessarily in a professional grade setup. So right now you are seeing footage of me recording myself with the Insta360 webcams, but with just a single lamp onto the side of me. I'm not using any ceiling lights, and both cameras stay surprisingly clean. Skin tones hold up well, and you don't get that crunchy noise that you tend to see from webcams when they are being used in darker environments. If we switch over to better lighting with a huge studio light beaming down on me, then of course they still both look excellent. In fact, detail here is very sharp. The colours are natural, and the HDR, which is enabled by default, does a great job of keeping highlights under control, but without flattening everything. But before we run away with ourselves, let's just ground this with some actual specs. Again, both webcams share the same core platform, and what you're getting here is a 1/1.3 inch sensor, an 84-degree field of view, and 4K at up to 30 frames per second, or 1080p up to 60 FPS. Both cameras support dual native ISO and HDR, which is why they handle bright windows and darker rooms so consistently. And then on the audio side, both use a dual microphone setup, one directional, one omni, with AI noise cancelling and beamforming. They both support features such as virtual backgrounds, natural bokeh, green screen, Steam Deck control, scene presets, phone remote control, and also Insta360's Insight AI meeting features. Each webcam also has physical control with a touch button on each model. The only difference between them is what each one prioritizes. But I do want to hone in specifically on some of those features, such as the natural bokeh and autofocus, because this is where things start to feel a little more polished in day-to-day use. So let's start with natural bokeh. Now, in order to use this, you will need to install the Insta360 Link software app, which is a free download, and you'll also need a decent computer spec with an NVIDIA graphics card. But once you've set it up and it works, it does look genuinely good, especially when you are seated and staying roughly in that same position. The background separation feels natural, not like a heavy blur slapped on top, but you can also control the intensity of the effect as well. Now, where it can fall apart a little bit is if you are starting to move around too much or leaning in and out of position. This isn't something you'd use while pacing or presenting, but for desk setups and calls, it's actually very effective. I have to say as well that autofocus is handled really well on both cameras. The focus locks quickly and it doesn't hunt constantly, and the transitions between your face and any objects that move in and out of shot happen quite smoothly. So you can bring something into the frame, pull it away, and the camera reliably snaps back to your face without any hesitation. And none of this feels flashy, it just works. And that's exactly what you want from features that you are going to be using every day. So now let's talk about audio, because let's be real here, audio quality tends to be where a lot of webcams just fall apart. So I've ran many audio tests on both cameras using the different audio AI features that are available in the software, and I did so in a quiet environment where sound comes through very naturally. But I also then put a fan next to me and blasted out that air whilst recording, and yeah, let's go ahead and check out the results. This is a spoken audio test recorded directly through the Link 2C Pro microphone, recorded at normal volume with no post-processing applied. This is a spoken audio test recorded through the Link 2C Pro microphone, recorded at normal volume with no post-processing applied. This is a spoken audio test through the Link 2C Pro microphone, speaking at normal volume with no post-processing applied. I currently have a fan blasting on me, so you will hear that in this recording, but this is an audio test to check out the noise, background noise, in original mode. And now the fan is still blowing at the same level of power and at the same distance from me, but I'm now recording in focus mode on the Link 2 Pro. So this should add a strong level of noise suppression. The important thing here though is consistency. If you jump on a call, record a quick video, then either of these cameras with their inbuilt mics are going to be more than good enough. Yes, I'll still prefer to use a dedicated microphone if I'm sitting down to record something properly, but for built-in webcam mics, both of these performed far better than they had any right to. Okay, so movement and AI intelligence. This is definitely the category that separates each of these webcams one from the other. Starting with the Link 2 Pro, so obviously this is using that physical 2-axis gimbal with AI tracking, and that means the camera itself moves to follow you rather than cropping into the image. So when you are using the Link 2 Pro, you are able to stand up, move around, or gesture naturally, and the framing stays smooth and stable. It's got a very wide tracking area, which also you can define, and what I love is that if you move out of frame, out of the physical boundaries the webcam can track you within, then when you move back into frame, it will pick you up and start tracking again automatically. And on the other hand, the Link 2C Pro doesn't, of course, have that physical 2-axis gimbal. So it's a little more traditional in that sense, but it isn't devoid of movement features. Instead, the 2C Pro offers digital auto framing. So if I move, for example, with this enabled, you can see that this is going to track me and is able to keep up with my movements as if it did have a gimbal. So it's a really clever system the way this works. That means for desk setups, calls, or streaming where you mostly stay in one place, it does keep you nicely centered without you having to think about it. Of course, the trade-off here is that it's not designed for walking around or presenting. It is happiest when you are seated and relatively still, but any few movements from side to side, it is going to keep up with those without issue. So again, I do want to stress this isn't about one camera being better than the other. It's about whether you want the camera to physically follow you or quietly frame you while you sit and work. Before wrapping up, I do want to talk a little bit about the Link software and just general workflow features. So the Link software is really easy to download. It's free software. You can quickly sign up for a free account and get logged into that. That will also give you some AI credits as well. Those credits open up some optional features such as the ability to transcribe what's being recorded in terms of your voice, but they're not needed for any of the features we've spoken about today. You can really hone in with the Link software to set your webcam up exactly how you want it, and then you can import that as a virtual camera into your broadcasting software, whether that be Zoom, OBS or something else. Gesture control, I'm pleased to say, actually works, as long as you are using it deliberately. Once you know the gestures, and they are very simple and you can see what they are instantly from within the app, then starting and stopping tracking or zooming in and out just becomes second nature, and you don't have to break your flow in order to reach for the software controls. And some other bonuses worth mentioning include Stream Deck support, which lets you control modes and presets without opening the Link controller software at all, especially useful if you are streaming or multitasking. And finally, privacy modes. So the Link 2 Pro will automatically tilt down when privacy mode is enabled, and then on the other hand the 2C Pro has a physical button that you can just quickly switch, and that will engage the privacy mode feature there. So after using both of these webcams for a little while now, I think the choice is really simple. It really comes down to, do you move while you are on camera? If you teach, present, or just don't like being glued to your chair, then definitely take a look at the Link 2 Pro. The physical tracking here, thanks to that gimbal, does work very well, and you are not going to have to be concerned about framing as you conduct whatever it is you're recording. But if you're mostly sitting at a desk for your calls, streams, or recordings, then the Link 2C Pro is going to do exactly what you need. It keeps you framed, keeps you looking great, and it doesn't overcomplicate things. But overall, I'm really impressed with both models here from Insta360. I think they are a great iteration on the previous generation of their Link 2 cameras. If you're interested in checking out either of these webcams, I will make sure to leave a link down for you in the description. But thank you so much to Insta360 for sending these out to me so that I could record this content. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.